Hello everyone, this is Ryan Mallory for SharePlanner.com. Today is September 12th, 2011, doing a market video wrap-up here. So the very interesting market today on a number of fronts. One, when you consider where we were at this morning around 8 a.m., where the S&P was down nearly 30 points, and we were trading close to on the S&P E-minis. We were basically at that 1123 level, which was only about 3 points off of that critical 1120 support level. And then going into the open, we started rallying a little bit and saw a pretty significant rally up until about 10 a.m. and then the gains started coming back, and just a very crazy day. I thought the bulls really did have it going into the close, that we might see some selling to the tune of 20 to 25 points to the downside. But we didn't get that. So, this day was by far gave us outcomes that we were expecting at the most unexpected times. So, you look at the S&P chart right now, and we're trading in a bearish flag pattern here. And what has me concerned, excuse me, what has me concerned is that we continue to try to break below this rising support level here, and we're unable to do it. Now, at one point today, I thought it was in the bag. We were trading as low as 1136, which was well below that 1142, 1143 level, and we were making just like a series of lower highs and lower lows, and then this is what I was watching the entire day here. And I'll draw a line for you to see exactly what I'm talking about. You see this here? I mean, we were marching in lockstep with this market down. We made highs here at 10 a.m. and then we came down, popped up, tested this support level again, popped back up, tested again, here again, and then finally at around 2:30 p.m. we started breaking through on rumors that Italy was reaching out to China to get some help. What comes out of that, I don't know, but it was enough to rally the market. Then it comes back down, so it looked like, the shorts just were going to stomp on it. At this point here, I closed out of half my position in X. I got out of OZM. My position in X I got out of for about a little bit of gains. In OZM, I got in originally sometime last week at around 1019, 1020. Got out at about 1060 or 960. I'm sorry. So a good 6% gain on the trade, and then I got out of CCE at that same time because it was a short that I got into this morning, and it just really didn't do much. So when it wasn't going according to my plan, I got out because I didn't think it was necessary to risk any further losses on it. I actually got out for a small gain, but nonetheless, though, had I stayed in when the market ramped up here at the close, I would have taken a pretty hefty loss on it. But this is an impressive rally here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5-minute bars in a row where we saw basically nothing but gains, and took the losses from the day and just wiped it clean away. And basically we had about a 30-point range on that market today, and the bulls came out victorious. S&P finished 8 points higher, 1162. I was pretty confident that the market would finish lower today, especially when we saw the morning weakness, the rally at 10 a.m. that filled the gap perfectly, and then the ensuing sell-off. But like I said, in fact, I put this in a post this morning. When you're short in the market, you have to remember that basically every power that be is against you from trying to profit in the short on the short side, because you have European central banks, you have U.S. central banks, you have a myriad of other central banks, you have D.C., you have Congress, you have Obama, you have every international organization and such that is against you because they want the markets to be propped up, even at the expense of long-term economic longevity. They want the markets propped up. So if they can do something that's going to pop the markets, even on a day-to-day basis, they're going to do it. So that kind of news that China and Italy are in talks to try to get some help, that's going to go against it. And so you got to remember that. And Fortunately, I was able to get out of some of my shorts before this huge ramp up. I think when this occurred here, the ones I was still in was Boston Scientific and then SDS, and obviously you don't want to be in SDS when that happens, but I was. I took about a 1.4% loss on that trade. I was up very nice on it at one point, up as much as 3% during the course of the day. Unfortunately, that did not stick, so you learn and you move on. Going into tomorrow, what am I thinking? Well, you don't have to look back too far to know what I'm thinking. You go back to last Tuesday, and I think, yeah, Tuesday, yeah, because on Monday we were closed, and what we had was this huge sell-off on more European fears last Monday while the markets were closed. The futures were selling off hard, and then on Tuesday you had this unbelievable reversal. It moved lower on Tuesday, but then you had this massive rally into the close. And did you see what happened the next day here? Huge rally the following day. So when I'm seeing us get 20 points lower, and then all of a sudden we bounce off of those lows and we push into the green to finish the day, I'm thinking back to this day right here, and definitely concerned that we might get a day like this. So I was thinking maybe I hold the BSX short overnight, maybe I even hold the SDS trade, and then at the end of the day I was like, nah, you know what, I'm going to cover these. I can take small losses on them. Yeah, the market could tank tomorrow and make me feel like an idiot as a result, but what I'm trying to avoid though is this kind of a bar that goes against me like that, and I think that we could get that tomorrow, even though I'm still bearish on this market. On a day-to-day basis, when you get a candle like what we had here today and what we had here last Tuesday, it does set you up for some enthusiasm going into the following day, because the bulls feel like they were saved, and they're looking at these candles and they're saying, hey, we just got out of jail. We just got a get out of jail free card here, and maybe we can bounce this market back up, and we've been range bound, so the possibility the possibility exists that we could go all the way back up and touch this 1250 level, which I've for a long time now thought that was very possible, because you zoom out far enough, you'll see that 1250 level would correspond very nicely with the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern that we confirmed way back in early August. So that's in the back of my mind as well, and quite honestly, I don't want to be shorting anything if that did indeed happen. Now, if we sell off tomorrow, what I have to do then is I have to go back to my watch list and see what kind of shorts I have and start jumping into them accordingly. I think X is still a very good short setup for tomorrow. You can see that we did not break below that rising support level there, so that's in play for tomorrow. We did intraday, and I was up nicely when it did, but closing on the day, we finished much higher off those lows. So that's in play around 2670, 2680. Let's look at some others here that I had going into the day. This one, it just didn't play out like I thought. I think it's still in play. The closer you can short this stock to the rising trend line here, the better. It did break the support, so that is a very good sign. COG, I was watching this one today as well. Broke the 50-day moving average. Could see, further selling in the near term. PH, same case, bearish flag, broke below it, rallied back to finish right on that support level. So still like it going into tomorrow. VMC, same thing, bounced off of it, moved higher on the day, 1.7% higher. And then finally, NCI is another stock that if it can get below $9, I think it's going to make a good short play here. And it did on an intraday basis, but it did it early on in the market, which is why I didn't jump in on it. But I like this trade. I just like it because you have this double top here, and then it's confirmed the double top, popped back up before going down too hard, and it's trying to break through the support level around 930 or so. But if it doesn't hold, then you have a good case that this thing goes back down into the lower 8s and tests this major support level here at 825. So that's my thoughts on the S&P. Some short plays if this market does head lower. I'll have some long plays that we can look at going into tomorrow, I'm sure. So stick around for that. Let's look real quick at the Nasdaq. I don't pay an incredible amount of attention because I like to be I'm sort of a one index kind of guy. I like the S&P and basing my thoughts off the S&P, but I know not everybody does that, so it is healthy to get perspectives on different indices. Head and shoulders pattern confirmed. We did touch the underside of the neckline, which was something the S&P has failed to do at this point. But should this market continue to rally, I think you got to put 2610 as your target to possibly reload on some shorts to the downside. So crazy market. I'm glad I came away with a profit. I did lose about 60% of my gains on the day, but that sort of comes with trading. You're not going to be perfect as a trader. You're not going to come away with maximum profits every day that you have trading. So when you're looking at your profits through the day, you're saying, man, I'm making a killing. If you don't take the gains right then, when you're making that killing, you're not going to come out with that exact profit. It could be more or it could be less, but the market's in perpetual motion throughout the course of a trading day, and you're making constant decisions on whether to stay in or get out. And in this case today, I got out a little bit later than probably I would have liked to, but nonetheless came away with a good 0.6% profit on the portfolio, which isn't bad considering I was about 90% short at one point today, and the market finished 8 points higher on the S&P. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and y'all have a great evening. For those that are interested in Monday Night Football, cheer for the Dolphins, cheer for them hard, and hopefully we get a nice upset over the New England Patriots. Take care now.